Hello, good morning to you and welcome to business. Prices of petroleum products are set to witness marginal increase this week. This would bring adjustments from the beginning of this year to more than 10%. This development has renewed calls for some interventions to help cushion consumers from these hikes or removal of taxes on some products. Let's tell you how these increases would reflect at the pumps.
Joy Business's calculations as well as checks with importers of a product indicate that prices of diesel and petrol should go up by almost 2% this week. This should mean that a gallon of diesel should be sold at around 22 cedis 72 pesos. So you need 5 gallons to fill your tank for a week. And then the budget is now pegged at 113 cedis. For petrol, a gallon should be sold at around 20 cedis 97 pesos. A kilogram of LPG should go up by more than 5%. Some of the oil marketing companies have told Joy Business they would indeed increase their prices by this margin. Analysts have argued that government may have to step in to help reduce the impact of these hikes on consumers or look at the option of reducing the tax build-up on these products and some subsidies. This is because since the beginning of the year, some products have witnessed some significant increases.
Accounting firm PricewaterhouseCoopers says workers of the defunct UT and Capital banks may be paid their severance packages. The accounting firm was last year appointed by the Bank of Ghana to oversee the liquidation of the two banks. Workers of the two institutions are working to petition President Akufo-Addo to deal with the issue. PricewaterhouseCoopers has started selling the assets of the two banks to help pay off creditors, but senior country partner Vish Ashiagbo says the payment will be conditional.
Okay, so as I think we've discussed before, the key phase of this receivership is the recoveries, which is where we are. We have started with, in quotes, low-hanging fruit, movable assets and things that can be more easily disposed of to recover some monies. The crux of the matter really, because we're dealing with banks, are the loans and advances. And efforts are ongoing. Some of them we are now having to resort to legal procedures to enforce recovery. In some cases, we've been able to negotiate some agreements with some of the borrowers who will pay the money perhaps over a period of time. There's still a lot of work to be done, I must say, because it's really the loans and advances. And as you can imagine, the banks would not be in receivership if they were not having problems with their loans and advances. Today we're talking about liquidity and solvency. That is the problem that these banks have had. And so to convert what have become illiquid assets into liquid assets will take some time and will take some enforcement measures. So we're still working through that.
How much are you hoping to realize from these assets that you identified?
It's a difficult question for me to answer still, because we are still in the process of recovery. Let me give you an example of an asset or a loan, for example, that is in default that is not secured. How much of it we can recover now depends on what we get through the legal process and what we're able to settle on with the borrower. So it's a difficult question to answer at this point. Maybe as we progress a bit further into the receivership, we'll be able to answer that. But currently, we're still in discussions with
the economists will say all other things being equal. When are you hoping to finalize the process so that we know that X amount has been realized and then we will start dealing with the creditors and all those things?
Yeah, again, that's a difficult question for me to answer, particularly because we're subject to legal processes. As you and I know, legal processes do take time, and there are different stages that you may go through. As much as possible, if we can come to reasonable agreements or settlements, and now I'm talking about the recoveries in terms of loans, without going through the legal process, that is what we'll do. But as you can imagine, the real meat of the loans and recoveries will require some legal proceedings, and that will take time, and the legal proceedings are out of all of our hands.
And that's all in business for now. More business coming up at midday. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. Have a good morning.